Hello, Peachies! Welcome back to Dear Peachie. Ever feel like your skin looks tired and dull without makeup? Like your features are missing that definition you want? It's as if you've pulled an all-nighter. And when it comes to makeup, does it sometimes feel too complicated, even when you think you've got it down? But then, when you try it yourself, it just doesn't turn out how you hope. Well, don't worry. Today we're bringing you a super easy, clear water glow makeup look. No complex techniques needed, it's perfect for everyday wear. Even if you're a total beginner, this look will transform how you feel and how you shine. Today, we're excited to feature Hazel, the well-known makeup guru from XiaoHongShu. Hazel is your go-to if you're all about subtle makeup looks. Her tutorials are super easy to follow and perfect for enhancing your features without overpowering them. So if you're just starting to dip your toes into the world of makeup and don't know where to begin, Hazel is the one you'll want to turn to. And now, let's get started. First things first, start with a clean and moisturized face. Hazel recommends using a hydrating mist or toner for this step to give your skin an extra boost of hydration. Then, lock in that moisture by applying a moisturizer. If you have dry skin, opt for creams or lotions with a heavier consistency. For oily skin, a water gel cream works best to keep things light and fresh. For those with dry or combination skin, you might notice dry patches that can cause your foundation to crack or crease. To prevent this, you can apply a second layer of lotion to these areas, using circular motions to ensure it's fully absorbed. The key to a good skincare routine before applying your base makeup is to keep it simple and not too heavy. This helps prevent issues like pilling, creasing, or cracking once your foundation is on. Next up is a common question for makeup beginners. Should you apply sunscreen or primer first? For hydrating primers, Hazel suggests applying them before sunscreen. However, if you're using a primer with color-correcting properties, it should be applied after your sunscreen. Hazel also notes that if your skin doesn't have significant blemishes or major issues, maybe just some uneven skin tone, you can even skip the primer altogether. There's a misconception that primer prevents makeup from sinking into your pores, but its real purpose is to prepare your skin for your base. For true skin protection, always make sure you're using enough sunscreen. Apply the right amount based on where you live and the sun's intensity in your region. When applying sunscreen, gently spread it in one direction on your face. Avoid rubbing aggressively as this can prevent it from setting properly and might lead to pilling. Once your sunscreen is set, you can apply a color-correcting primer if needed. If you're worried about a dull skin tone, opt for a purple color-correcting primer to even things out. But if that's not a concern, feel free to skip this step. Now, should you apply concealer or foundation first? If you're dealing with issues like dark circles, hollow tear grooves, eye bags, or larger areas of uneven skin tone around the mouth, it's best to use a color-correcting concealer before your foundation. However, if your dark circles are less noticeable, you can go straight to foundation. Since today's look is a quick and easy everyday routine, Hazel won't focus too much on concealing her dark circles since they're not that prominent. She starts by dispensing one pump of foundation onto the back of her hand, just the right amount for the entire face. Hazel spreads the foundation with her fingers, gently dabbing it onto her face, starting from the inner region of her cheeks and working outward. Next, she uses a cushion puff to pat and evenly blend the foundation across the face, tapping gently to create a seamless finish. If you're using a more hydrating foundation, you can dab it across all areas of your face before blending. For drier formulas, it's better to focus on one area at a time, dabbing and blending evenly before moving on. This is because foundations with a drier formula tend to set quickly. If you don't blend them out in time, it becomes challenging to achieve an even finish once they've set. With the remaining foundation on your puff, gently dab across your eyelids to lighten and even out the skin tone around your eyes. Just remember to keep this layer very light. It's enough to achieve a subtle color-correcting effect. Applying foundation this way can brighten the mid-face region while leaving the sides of the face less highlighted. This natural contrast creates a soft contour effect, giving your face a more sculpted appearance. See how airy and breathable Hazel's base looks? It's like her skin, but better. Next, Hazel reaches for a lighter shade cream concealer and applies it with a flat brush. She starts by dispensing a bit of the product onto the back of her hand to control the amount. To tackle the under-eye area, she fills in a vertical line at the inner corner of the groove and a horizontal line along the tear trough, connecting both to form a triangle before filling it in. She blends the edges seamlessly into the foundation for a flawless finish. To set the concealed area, Hazel lightly dabs on a matte highlighter. This technique effectively covers dark circles, and you'll notice that one side of her face appears lifted and more defined, giving that snatched, lifted look. To set your base, you can use either a brush or a powder puff. If you have dry skin, you may only need to set specific areas. When using a puff, fold it and rub it together to distribute the powder evenly before applying it to your face. Gently dab the puff onto areas you want to set, focusing mainly on the T-zone, as it tends to get the greasiest. For those with oily skin, setting your entire face will help control shine throughout the day. If you prefer a lighter, more natural finish, use a brush. Once you've collected powder on your brush, swirl it in your palms to distribute it evenly, then tap it lightly onto your face. This creates a light, airy finish. On the other hand, a puff provides a more matte effect. Now, let's move on to brows. Natural brows are typically lighter at the front and thicker towards the ends. Start your first stroke of the brow pencil at a point aligned with the outer rim of your iris, approximately the outer third of your brow. Use a soft stroke to extend and define this line. Continue filling in this area with gentle strokes, concentrating the color intensity on the lower edge of the brow. To shape the upper edge, use downward strokes toward the arch. For the brow head, switch your pencil so it's perpendicular to your brow and use upward strokes that mimic the natural direction of your brow hairs. When it comes to eyeshadow, Hazel totally gets that it can feel like the hardest part for makeup beginners. So she's keeping it super simple by using just one shade for today's look. She starts with a light brown shade and a fluffy blending brush. After tapping off the excess powder, she applies the shade onto her lids, beginning at the base and blending upwards. This easy wash of color is perfect for a subtle, everyday look. She then brings the shadow down to her lower lids to tie the look together. Using the same brow pencil as before, Hazel lightly traces a horizontal line just below her eye fat, or Eyeshadow, about 2 to 3 mm away from the middle of her iris. To add a touch of brightness, she takes a tiny bit of the remaining concealer on her brush and dabs it over the middle of her Eyeshadow. Next, she returns to the same eyeshadow shade with a smaller brush, applying it along the outer lower lash line to add definition and create a wider-eyed effect. For eyeliner, Hazel keeps it simple and clean. She fills in a straight line that follows the natural curve at the outer corner of her eye, creating a small triangle and filling it in. Then, she tightlines the front of her eyes along the lash line for a polished finish. Since this look is all about an easy, everyday routine, Hazel mentions that she'll be skipping mascara. After all, not everyone has the time to apply it during busy mornings before school or work. Instead, she focuses on contouring her nose for a polished look. If you have a longer middle third proportion, don't just draw 2 straight lines down your nose bridge. That can make your face appear longer. Hazel starts her nose contour from the front third of her brows, blending an inverted C-shaped shadow along the groove of the nose root. To sculpt the nose tip, she creates a V-shaped shadow and adds a horizontal shadow across the tip. To finish, she brightens the bridge and tip with a matte highlighter. When it comes to facial contouring, Hazel suggests applying it at the outermost edge of your jawline. The shadow should be darkest at this region, blending gradually upward to soften. The contour should become lighter as you blend it from a line that aligns with the end of your brows, giving a natural definition and lift to your face. For cheekbone contouring, start at the side of your hairline and gently sweep the shadow inward, stopping just before it meets the end of your eyes. This technique ensures your contour looks precise and avoids spreading too far, which can make it appear messy. If you're new to makeup, it's best to choose a blush tone that complements your eyeshadow. Use a smaller brush for more precise application to maintain control and avoid blending it too widely. Applying blush below your nose can unintentionally aid your appearance, So keep your blush application within the area above your nose and not past the end of your eyes. For a warm, cozy vibe, you can add a hint of blush to your nose tip, chin, and sides of your forehead. Before applying lipstick, dab a bit of foundation onto your lips to neutralize their natural color. This makes it easier for your lipstick shade to show through vividly. Choose a muted nude shade that flatters your skin tone and apply it to both the upper and lower lips. Smudge it gently with your finger for a soft, diffused look. To achieve a plump, juicy effect, add a layer of gloss on top for a stunning glass lip finish. And there you have it! The most subtle yet transformative look we've ever seen. It truly gives off that I woke up like this vibe. Sometimes, less really is more. This look is not only perfect for makeup newbies just starting their journey, but also for anyone wanting a break from bold, vibrant makeup. Do you love this look as much as we do? Drop a comment and let us know. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye.